Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, General Hospital. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. As ideas go, it was a great one. On July 12, 2007, SoapNet premiered in prime time the General Hospital spinoff Night Shift, which not only featured MVPs like super couple Robin and Patrick from the daytime drama, it shone a spotlight on new and underutilized characters who made the rounds at Port Charles's foremost medical facility. The offshoot was similar to General Hospital in that each episode was exciting and an hour long, and dissimilar from its parent show in that it was broken into seasons, each of which told stories with a beginning, middle, and end. The first of its two cycles, for instance, found Jason and Spinelli working to put the kibosh on a student nurse who was more interested in ending lives than saving them. Viewers ate it up, making Night Shift SoapNet's most watched series ever. But it only lasted 2 seasons, which makes no sense, right? So some savvy executive at ABC should look at the success of the spinoff and revive it for the network, or one of its digital platforms. If it's too tricky to coordinate the goings-on of the offshoot with the twist of plot on General Hospital, simply separate them. It isn't like the show doesn't have enough characters warming the bench to populate a whole second show. Let Night Shift reunite classic characters like Scotty and daughter Serena. Let it reveal what's going on with folks we too rarely see like Brad and Felix, Terry and Yuri. And most of all, make it brilliant, thus paving the way for ABC to once again become the network known for its love in the afternoon. The year was 2007. In the echoing halls of Port Charles, the night had its own heartbeat, a pulse that throbbed after hours, where secrets lurked beneath the surface of hospital scrubs and love was often the only antidote to chaos. That was the world of General Hospital Night Shift, a spinoff that dared to flip the lights off and shine a spotlight on what happened when the sun went down. Critically underappreciated in its time, Night Shift wasn't just a darker General Hospital. It was raw, more experimental. It ventured where daytime television hesitated to tread, balancing high drama with ethical dilemmas, underdog triumphs, and emotional resonance. And now, 18 years later, whispers are stirring through the soap-loving corners of the internet. Night Shift deserves a revival. And this time, it should come back with a vengeance. Back in 2007, Night Shift debuted on SoapNet, giving viewers a fresh perspective on familiar faces. Fan-favorite characters like Robin Scorpio and Patrick Drake took center stage, but so did newcomers. Many of them nurses, interns, and support staff rarely seen in daytime television. The show focused on the nitty-gritty of hospital life, late-night surgeries, burned-out doctors, and medical mysteries too messy for the day shift. But the real brilliance of Night Shift lay in its storytelling ambition. It tackled addiction, racism, classism, and LGBTQ+ issues at a time when few others dared. It wasn't always clean or pretty, but it was real. Fans saw vulnerability in their heroes and humanity in their villains. In just 2 seasons, it carved out a legacy that lives in cult favorite status today. And then, the night fell silent. Fast forward to now, 2025, and television has changed. Audiences demand layered narratives, streaming platforms are hungry for recognizable IP, and diversity isn't just encouraged, it's expected. Shows like Grey's Anatomy and The Resident have proven there's a massive audience for medical drama with heart and teeth. So the question hangs in the air like a life-or-death diagnosis. Why hasn't Night Shift been revived yet? Think about it. There's a whole generation of fans who never saw the original but are binging medical shows on Hulu and Netflix. They crave gritty stories, complex relationships, and ensemble casts where no one is safe and everyone is flawed. A rebooted Night Shift could offer all of that, without sacrificing the emotional core that made the original unforgettable. Robin Scorpio, now a legend in her own right, could return as chief of staff, grappling with hospital politics while mentoring a new wave of idealistic interns. Stone Cates, yes, the Stone, might appear in flashbacks or as a symbolic presence for characters battling personal demons. Imagine new characters from diverse backgrounds, navigating everything from undocumented patient crises to mental health struggles, with an undercurrent of moral gray areas that keep viewers questioning who the good guys really are. Patrick and Robin's daughter, Emma, now in her 20s, could step into the hospital's halls not as a visitor, but as a doctor in training. The show could explore her legacy, the pressure to live up to her parents' names, and her own desire to make a mark. That's drama that writes itself. The fandom hasn't forgotten. Reddit threads still spark with "What if Night Shift came back?" Tweets pop up with gifs of pivotal scenes, and fan fiction continues to breathe life into the characters long after the final credits rolled. The desire is there. The potential is there. All that's missing is the green light. And with today's media landscape, where nostalgia is currency and reboots are everywhere, from Frasier to Dexter, bringing Night Shift back wouldn't just make creative sense. It would make business sense. Stream it on Hulu, drop full seasons on Disney, market it as Grey's Anatomy meets Euphoria, but for General Hospital fans. The tagline writes itself. The night shift never sleeps. The vengeance isn't about anger. It's about recognition. Night Shift deserves to return not just as a tribute to what once was, but as a powerhouse in its own right. With smarter scripts, deeper characters, and an unapologetically bold tone, it could be the dark horse that surprises everyone and wins hearts all over again. So here's the pitch. Give the night back to Port Charles. Let the shadows alive again with scalpel-sharp dialogue, messy romances, and storylines that make you gasp, cry, and hit next episode at 2 a.m. Because the night shift has waited long enough.